Okay. Hello. Sorry, it's very bright. The walls are white and the light is white. I was going to wear this Santa hat for this video, but it doesn't really fit my head, especially when there's already another cap on my head. So anyway, so this is something a little bit different since it is the Christmas holiday season. I was trying to think of a Christmas type video that I could do. So I was like, okay, I'll do a Christmas movie slash, TV special tier list. Unfortunately, there's not a Bibleman holiday special, at least that I know of. So in terms of my Bibleman retrospective series, I suppose I'll address that. I might get like one episode of that series out over this break I'm having. I don't know. I have some other videos in mind in terms of like Christmassy type videos, so sorry if this isn't what you were expecting from me. So this should be interesting because this tier list, there's like, I don't know, there's probably a million tier lists out there. But this one has a lot on it, and there's a lot that I haven't seen. So what I'm gonna do when I come across one that I haven't seen is I'm just gonna rank it anyway. I'm going to sort of predict how I would rank the movie based on my taste in other films. That sounds like a bad idea. Maybe I shouldn't do that. We'll just go with it. So let's start out here. We have Love Actually. I've never seen Love Actually. I have a feeling I probably wouldn't like it. That's going in the D tier. How the Grinch Stole Christmas, Dr. Seuss. Oh, this is fantastic. It's just a classic. I don't know what else to say about it. I think, yeah, sure, S tier. I'd put it in S tier. So this is the Flintstones Christmas. I don't know how, I'd probably, that'd probably go in the C tier if I did see it. I haven't seen it though. Pinky and the Brain, maybe B tier. I like Pinky and the Brain and Animaniacs and all that, but I don't know. It seems like a bad idea to try to rank movies that I haven't seen. You know what? How about, I'm gonna put all my unseen ones in the F tier. Nativity Story, I've seen this. This is one we watched in school a few times, I remember. C tier. It's not like terrible, but it is just sort of like, it's the Nativity Story. No, it's not groundbreaking or anything. White Christmas, B tier. I like White Christmas. It's on the verge of like A tier. I like the music in it and stuff, and Bing Crosby's great, and Danny Kaye and all them, and Rosemary Clooney, and yeah, it's a nice movie. This is the Rudolph. This is like the CGI animated one. I think I've seen this before. I don't know if I've seen all of it. I'll put it in like C tier. I don't know. Santa Claus is Coming to Town. A tier. I like the Rankin Bass stop motion animation, all that. There's a lot of like good jokes in Santa Claus is Coming to Town. I love the character of Burgermeister Meisterburger because that's a great name. There's a great gag where like this doctor comes in and Burgermeister Meisterburger, he slipped on like some toy and he has a thermometer in his mouth, and then he takes the thermometer out and he's like,
"Yeah, as I suspected, you've broken your funny bone."
I don't know, it's pretty funny. Santa and the Ice Cream Bunny. Haven't seen that. I plan on seeing that because I know it's sort of one of the notoriously bad Christmas specials. This is the Muppet. This is like the one from like 2005 or something. Probably C tier. I don't know. A lot of like recent Muppet stuff. 2005 or whenever this came out isn't that recent, but it just doesn't connect as much as old Muppet stuff. A Christmas Carol. This is the George C. Scott version, I believe, from like the 80s. I've seen it. Gosh, like it's a B or C. Like it's not terrible, but a lot of versions of A Christmas Carol. It's just like it's a Christmas Carol. I don't know. I'd say very low B, maybe mid B. It's fine. Charlie Brown Christmas, obviously that's going in S tier. Probably the best Christmas special of all time, if I'm being completely honest. It's a lot different from a lot of other Christmas specials. The structure of it, the way it's structured, it has a plot, but it's a lot of like, but it doesn't feel like disconnected. It doesn't feel like a lot of different segments happening, even though there are, you know, like different segments that sort of happen, but they all feel sort of connected, but it doesn't really form this like traditional narrative of a Christmas special type thing. It's very good. It's very good, very unique. It's a Wonderful Life. I've seen that. I haven't seen it in so long. I think it's gotta go S tier. It's gotta go S tier for me. Even though I haven't seen it in so long. It's such a great movie. It's like you can't do that type of story again, because I think it did it so well. You just can't do it that way ever again, you know? My insight in these movies that I've seen, I mean, it's just incredible. I mean, you know, you have to admit, I'm very thorough and explain why I like these things so much. This is what, A Muppet Family Christmas. This is a good one. I don't think it ever got a release on like VHS or anything. It's on YouTube if I'm remembering correctly. I think it's like from the 70s, late 70s. Great, you know, best era of the Muppets, I think. Never seen Scrooged. I need to see Scrooged. Oh, what is it? Santa Claus the movie? Is that the one from like the 80s, or is that like the Santa Claus versus the Devil one? I've never seen Miracle on 34th Street. Okay, I think this is A Christmas Carol. This is the Alastair Sim version, I'm pretty sure, from 1951. I have seen this. I remember liking it a lot. I think, you know, A tier. I think the older versions, the older film adaptations of A Christmas Carol are probably better than a lot of the newer ones. I forgot how I was going to reason that, but I think I'm going to stand by that, even though I don't know what I was going to say was the reason that I thought they're whatever. National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, B tier. I know, B tier. I know, that's probably a controversial choice. There's a lot of humor that works really well. I don't know. I feel like I could just talk about comedy films in general and how I feel like there's a lot of really well-regarded comedies that just for some reason don't connect with me that much. Even though I can recognize that they're funny, it's just like sometimes like, I don't know. It's funny, but something about the execution of it doesn't land for me. Frosty the Snowman, you know what? I don't know. I'd probably put Frosty the Snowman is probably like on the borderline between like C tier and B tier. I think I'll just keep it in C tier. Like, it's not bad, but it is like, I don't know, there's something about it that just feels kind of stupid. I don't know, maybe I just don't like the character of Frosty because he's just like, oh, happy birthday. And it's like, who cares? Stop acting so stupid.
I can count to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9, 6, 8. Well, I can count to 5.
Stop acting so stupid. Sorry. Little Drummer Boy, yeah, I'd say B tier. I like it, but, you know, not like memorable. Not that memorable, but Christmas Story. Okay, Christmas Story. Christmas Story, I'm gonna say A tier. It's like, I feel like a lot of other movies try to capture what A Christmas Story does, but I don't think they've ever done it as well as A Christmas Story. It's about this adult looking back on his childhood, kind of. I mean, that's sort of the basis of the narration, is him recounting this event of when he was a kid. But I don't think A Christmas Story ever feels completely like, oh wow, like, oh, nostalgia about, you know, this specific time period. I feel like it just is what it is because that's when it's set. And I feel like there's a lot of movies today, and this isn't just specific to Christmas, but I feel like there's a lot of movies today where if you're telling a story in the past or whatever about childhood or something, it's like, oh, this was the best time ever, you know, like, I mean, I guess specifically there's a lot of like 80s stuff. It never feels like very personal. It always feels like something very general and very like cynical. And I mean, I guess there's sort of elements of that in A Christmas Story. And maybe it is because it's set in like the 40s and not like, you know, the 80s. That maybe, you know, maybe someone in the 80s watching A Christmas Story would have been like, I can't believe, you know, this is glorifying, you know, it's looking back at the past with these rose-colored glasses about the 40s or whatever. But I don't know. I don't know. I think A Christmas Story, I think it avoids that for the most part. And I think that's why it's done very well. I don't know why I went on a very long spiel about A Christmas Story. I don't know what this is. I haven't seen it. There's a lot in the F tier. Grandma got run over by a reindeer. I haven't seen that. Gremlins. Ooh, oh man. You know what? I'm gonna go A tier. I'm gonna go very, very high A tier. I mean, I love Gremlins. I don't know if it's S tier though, but it is good. It is very good. It's just a great Christmas movie. I mean, it's obviously not a traditional Christmas film, but I think it's very good. Iron Man 3, B tier, solid B tier. I mean, I don't really think of it much as a Christmas movie, even though it is set during Christmas. I know specifically when talking about Iron Man 3, I think a lot of people think it's pretty bad. I don't know. I think a lot of people, there's a whole thing with like, oh, the Mandarin, oh, that's not right, that's not comic book accurate or something. And, you know, if you care about that sort of thing, I mean, I understand. But, you know, it didn't really bother me. Bad Santa, haven't seen that. Krampus, haven't seen Krampus. Oh, I think I've seen a Mr. Magoo Christmas Carol. I watched that last year. I don't know, it's like low C tier. I mean, it's Mr. Magoo, like, it's just, oh wow, he can't see things. Star Wars Holiday Special. Because I don't absolutely hate it's D tier. I'd say it's almost C tier just because of the novelty of it, especially if you watch the version with commercials. Like, it feels like a whole experience then. But yeah, it's not good. It's not good at all.
Stir, whip, whip, stir. Stir, whip, whip, stir. Come on, faster all together now. Cooking can be fun. Stir, whip, stir.
Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, I guess, is this a Christmas movie? Is it set during Christmas? I don't know. I'll rank it regardless. There's a fan base of this movie that I get to a certain extent, but at the same time, I am like, wow, that good. Really? Maybe that's a bit harsh. Because, you know, I like a lot of movies that I think other people might be like, wow, you really like that movie? It's a high B tier. It's a very good movie. Maybe it didn't connect with me on the same level that it did for a lot of people, obviously, but I think it's very good. It's still very good. Still a very solid movie. It's very good. What is this? It's Christmas Time Again, Charlie Brown. I mean, I love like all Peanuts things. This is probably B tier. It's one of the later Peanuts specials. They're not as good as like stuff that came out in like the 60s and 70s with Peanuts, but I think it's still good. Like, I don't hate it. I think there's still a lot of good Peanut stuff, you know, post, you know, the 70s and stuff. A Christmas Carol, the Jim Carrey one, haven't seen that. The Polar Express, which is also a Robert Zemeckis movie, just like the Christmas Carol. So I'm gonna say B tier. I like what the intentions behind the Polar Express are and trying to capture like this Christmas feeling. And it was one that I watched when I was younger, and I mean, it did sort of evoke that feeling. So maybe it's just the case of me being an older person now, and so maybe its attempt to try to capture, you know, that great Christmas spirit isn't really working on me because I'm not 9 years old anymore. But I think it's still a solid enough film. I like its intentions and I like what it's going for. In execution, I'm not sure if it completely achieves that, but I still like it. Garfield Christmas. I think I saw this. I think I watched this last year. I'm not the biggest fan of like the Garfield comic strip, but I think the cartoons are nice. I don't know, I'll say A tier. I'll say A tier, why not? I liked it.
I gotta have a good meal.
Arthur Christmas, haven't seen that. I know that's supposed to be good. Oh gosh. We Wish You a Turtle Christmas. This is D tier. This is very low D tier. It is entertaining though. It's interesting, number one, is just a novelty of the time period it was created in, where it's like, oh, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, they were trying to be like rock stars, and you know, they were having these concerts, and they made like a couple of videos with these very weird turtle costumes where it's like, you know, they had to kind of like convince you that they're talking, so it's like their jaws and their teeth are like ah. It's very off-putting. I do like some of the songs though, because you know they kind of have to change the lyrics to like relate to the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
On the first day of Christmas, the turtles gave to me a pizza with pepperoni.
That's just brilliant. I mean,
Gotta get a gift, gotta get a gift, gotta get a gift, gotta get a gift, gotta get a gift for Splinter.
that's another good one. I like that. Okay, this is gonna be controversial. I've never seen Home Alone. Sorry, I have no expanded reasoning for why I haven't seen Home Alone. I've just never gotten around to it. Muppet Christmas Carol, A tier. It's a pretty standard, familiar story for a lot of people with Christmas, and so seeing the Muppets along with that, you know, it's just nice. And Michael Caine as Scrooge, I mean, that's fantastic casting right there.
Humbug.
Nightmare Before Christmas. I was going to watch this back in October because of Halloween. Never got around to it. Still haven't seen it. I want to see it really bad. Batman Returns. Batman Returns, it's weird because Batman Returns is a movie that my feelings on have changed a lot over the years, which I mean, that happens with movies, but years ago, like 10 years ago, my local library had a VHS copy of this. I had like a small TV and a VCR in my room. It's like I had my own way of experiencing movies by myself in my room. So I remember I used to check this movie out all the time on VHS. There was something sort of, at that age, you know, it's sort of empowering in a way to be like, I can watch movies by myself. And I guess for an 11-year-old, Batman Returns is pretty intense. There's a reason why it's a PG-13, definitely. I watched it a few years back again, and I was like, this isn't as good as I remember it being, but it's not bad. I'd say a B tier. It's probably like mid B tier. It is very much, you know, Tim Burton running wild, doing his thing on this big budget, you know, mainstream film, which, you know, I love seeing that. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. I haven't seen this in such a long time. I'm deciding whether B or A tier. I think I'll just go with A tier, maybe like low A tier. I'm very serious about ranking these, okay? Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, I mean, it's great. I love all the characters. I think I like the side characters more than like the main cast of, you know, like Rudolph and then I forget the name of like the elf who wants to be the dentist. I love like Yukon Cornelius.
Gold and silver, silver and gold. Wahoo! Nothing.
And then I love the Bumble. Oh, and then, yeah, there's the, why weren't you at elf practice, elf. And there's this great moment where they're like showing Santa how, oh, the elves have been practicing this song. And he turns around before they start and he says something to Santa, and I can't remember what it is, but I for some reason, I always found that hilarious.
Well, let's get this over with. I have to go down and look over the new deer.
Okay, Santa. Now let's try out the new elf song I wrote. And remember, it's for Santa.
This is great. This is great. Shazam? I guess, yeah, yeah, I remember, yeah, there's Christmassy elements in it. I like Shazam a lot. I'm gonna say very high B tier. It's lighthearted, but it takes itself seriously enough. Really solid. I assume this is The Simpsons Christmas. I like The Simpsons Christmas. I'm gonna say A tier. I love a lot of like the early Simpsons animation. Just that animation style. It's very sort of janky. Nice little Simpsons special. Die Hard, have seen Die Hard. If something like Gremlins can be a Christmas movie, I mean, I think Die Hard can. I've only seen it once though, so maybe in the future I'd be more confident with putting it in S tier, but for now I'm gonna say very high A tier. It's a solid action movie. A very generic, general thoughts about films. It's wonderful. Santa Claus Conquers the Martians, I believe that this one's D tier. It's like, if it was more entertaining, I think it'd probably be higher, but it is one where it's kind of like, you're kind of falling asleep through some of it. Though there are entertaining moments, and the way it ends, it's just so bizarre. It's very strange. I've seen this. I know I've seen this. I've had to have seen this sometime all the way through at some point in my life. I guess I'll just put it in C tier. And Jim Carrey as the Grinch, I think that's good casting. The makeup's awesome. I sort of like the weird vibe it goes for in terms of the look of it, but at the same time that it is off-putting in a weird way. It's sort of 50-50 where it's like, I kind of like what they're going for with the look of it, but at the same time it is like, I don't know, that's kind of like ugly looking. Year Without a Santa Claus. I'll say that C tier. I know I've seen it at some point. Didn't really leave an impression on me. Die Hard 2? I'll say like probably like low B tier. Not as memorable as the first one, but solid enough, I think. The Christmas Tree. Oh my gosh, the Christmas Tree. This is going in S tier. I'm sorry. I love the Christmas Tree. It's so bad. Such an odd Christmas special. The animation is just sort of wonky, and the voice acting is at times done by like children. Sound like they're 2 or 3 years old and should not be voice acting.
My teddy bear has only one arm, but my mom says Santa will bring a new arm for him at Christmas.
It's a consistently fun, so bad it's good Christmas special. Frosty Returns. I've seen this. It's probably like C tier. I know I've seen this, The Snowman, at some point. You know, I'm just gonna put it in A tier. Just because I'm pretty sure it's pretty good. He-Man Christmas special. I wish I saw that, but I haven't. Christmas with the Joker. Is that like... Oh, is that the Batman the Animated Series episode? If this is a Batman the Animated Series episode that I'm thinking of, I'll put this in A tier. Yeah, I mean, Batman the Animated Series is pretty awesome. Rhapsody, Street Kids Believe in Santa. This is almost S tier in terms of like so bad it's good, but I don't really think... Because there's the fine line with a lot of so bad it's good like Christmas movies where you're either S tier or you're like really bad. And I think it's D tier. It's D tier. It's entertaining, but it's not the Christmas Tree entertaining, in my opinion. I think there's a bit too many songs in it, and I think it probably goes on for a bit too much for being what it is. The animation is just like awful. It is memorable. I will give it that.
You just got to for it.
Isn't that what Santa does?
But yeah, definitely not like, you know, good.
No!
I don't think I've seen any of these. So, I guess that's my tier list. As you can see, most of the movies ended up in the F tier list, which means that I didn't see them. I didn't put any movies that I did see in the F tier list. And I probably wouldn't, even if this space wasn't filled with movies I hadn't seen. We got How the Grinch Stole Christmas, Charlie Brown Christmas, It's a Wonderful Life, and The Christmas Tree in S tier. That's quite an S tier. And we got some good stuff in my A tier and B tier as well. Interesting, you know, just seeing it all laid out there. Some good stuff. Obviously, I need to watch some more Christmas movies. I don't think this is like a comprehensive list of every single Christmas movie ever, obviously. But it had a lot of stuff on here where I'm like, I definitely need to watch it. So I need to get on that, obviously. So yeah, that's my tier list. I'll probably have some more stuff for you in the future. Brought some more Christmas related stuff. Maybe some Bibleman stuff. I'll see if I can get around to it. Because I mean, I love doing the Bibleman stuff, but I figured since it is Christmas, should probably make some Christmas related stuff. So I don't know if this was entertaining or even a good idea to make a video about it, but I did anyway. So I suppose you'll have to deal with that. I hope everyone has a good Christmas, happy holidays in general, and I hope everyone's doing okay. Go watch The Christmas Tree. I highly recommend it. That's what I'll leave you with. So, thanks for watching.